What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome to my latest FIFA 18 World Cup video. A video which is going to be including my Group D predictions and also my combined 11 to go with what I've done with all the other groups so far in the tournament. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Group D contains Argentina, Nigeria, Iceland and Croatia. So, well, the so-called group of death in fairness. So Argentina and Croatia, two really good sides. Nigeria supposedly quite a bit of a dark horse, not maybe to actually win the tournament, but a dangerous side nonetheless. And obviously we all know what Iceland can do after the Euros, so definitely a team not to be underestimated. But yeah, I'll get straight into it and see what kind of 11 I can put together. I know that I don't have a lot of the really high rated players like Messi, Aguero, people like that from Argentina, so hopefully it'll still be a sort of high standard side, but I'm not really sure what to expect of this. I don't really know what formation I'm going to go for actually. I think it's just going to be a case of throwing some players in and then maybe sort of tinkering around with it after that just to see, you know, what I've actually got to work with for a formation really. So obviously they're from Nigeria. I've got Iwobi and Ndidi. Got a few Icelandic players as well. Nothing of that sort of high quality though. We've got Finn Bogason, but he's like the best one there, but I wouldn't really want to have to put him up front, but I will for now. I'll just throw these guys straight in. I'll put them in this formation as well. I mean, I'm sure I'll change it. There's not, you know, it's a difficult formation to just put like random players in. It's the formation I'm using at the moment for my team, but usually a lot of nations use wingers. They're not normally going to have a lot of centre midfielders or players that you can put in cam and CDM at the same time, so I doubt I'll be able to use this for this team, but I'll just see how it goes for now. That striker will not be involved because I certainly won't be having two Icelandic strikers. Also in Europe is obviously Croatia, so I'll look at them. We've got only 3 players from Croatia, but I do have Perisic, which is a big player, so for sure I'll definitely be using wingers to get him involved. Maybe I'll change, you know, just for now, just to make it a little bit easier, I'll change to that 4-2-3-1, just to make it a little bit easier for me to see, to put in. I'll just put Iwobi across to the right midfield position, and I'll drop Perisic into the left midfield area there. Piazza won't get in, unfortunately. I'll put Kalinic, the goalkeeper, in, head of Hal Dawson, just about squeezes in there. So I'll take those guys out. But we've still got quite a lot of slots to fill, and I've only got Argentina left. I'm hoping, I know I've got quite a few Argentinian players, so I'm fairly confident I should be able to fill the positions, but I don't know for definite what players I have. So you can see there straight away, Pastore, highest rated, not brilliant. I'll do what I normally do and just throw these guys on the bench and go from there really to see what I can fit into the different areas, and then you never know. I mean, it's probably going to be mainly an Argentinian team, but I'll see how it goes. Maybe not put him in. What have I done here? What have I done? Let me see. Okay, so I've just put Finn Bogason there. I didn't have a cam, so that's fine. I'll just drop him in there for a second. Right, so let's go through. So we've got Pastore. Pastore could play in cam. Wouldn't be an outrageous thing to do with him. Certainly Romero would get in goal. Ava Banega as well, he can go into the midfield area. Fazio in defence isn't too much to ask. Mascherano as well, that's actually a very decent player. Probably have to get Mascherano involved, to be fair. Let's just look, do I have a striker who's... wow, Finn Bogason's actually going to play up front. We've got Prato, who really... he looks worse, I have to say, and I can't say I've ever seen him play, so... I'll take out this Icelandic centre-back because I'll still have an Icelandic player in Finn Bogason there, so I'll put Musacchio or Rojo. I'll put Rojo in. Why not? I don't have a left-back or a right-back, so I'm actually going to put Rojo at left-back because I know he can do that, and I'll put Musacchio at centre-back. Right-back is going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. I've got a lot of players that fill the same position here, so I want to get Mascherano in, but like he can play centre back as well, but I don't believe that either of these guys could really play right back, which obviously makes it difficult. I need to keep Ndidi in there. Well, I suppose, no, I don't, because I've got Iwobi, and I know Iwobi's slightly out of position, but I mean that's not the most, the most outrageous or outlandish thing to do in the world, just to put him on the other wing. So I'd be quite content to do that. So I'm actually going to I'm just going to put Mascherano into midfield. Yeah, and take Ndidi out, which would be fine. Let's just remove some of these guys a minute, just to make it a little bit easier to sort of see what's going on, make it a bit easier to organise the players. Sigurdsson's not going to get involved. So we got these guys here who are literally all midfielders and forwards. We got Paredes, is probably the most defensive mind out of the lot. It's a case of whether I think that maybe Iwobi could play right back and maybe just put like Lamela on the right side of midfield. I think that's pretty much what I got to work with here. I'll just check that there's nobody else from any of these countries that I'm missing, but literally just Ndidi from Nigeria. Croatia was Piazza and a goalkeeper, and Iceland, if I can find them, is these guys, and I don't think he can really play there. So 6'2", centre back Ragnar Sigurdsson. I wouldn't like to put him in there, so I'm actually going to put Alex Iwobi at right back. He's quite a hard-working winger, so you never know, he could possibly do the job there. I put Lamela on the right. That is probably going to be the starting lineup. In terms of manager, let's have a look at what we've got going here. Who have I got? Do I have Argentina's manager? I don't really have a lot, do I? I've got Nigeria's manager, who I've never seen before. Dalic, Croatia manager. I'll put Sampaoli in there for sure. Sampaoli can go in. I've just left the screen. Back we go. Yeah, bench-wise, we will put in. Let's just go back to Croatia a second. We'll get these guys involved again now. Nigeria. Oh, we'll go Iceland as well. I don't think. Yeah, I had Ragnar Sigurdsson. He could definitely. Ragnar Sigurdsson could play for sure. Hal Dawson as well. Kjartansson. Yeah, and there's just the Nigerian guy, isn't there? Ndidi. So yeah, we'll put the Croatian Kalinic in as the sub goalkeeper. We'll have Ragnar Sigurdsson in there. We will have Ndidi as a holding midfielder. Certainly we won't have two goalkeepers. We'll get Lavezzi involved, as he'd be a very good attacking option. Kjartansson won't play. We'll have Paredes in there. He can go in that slot. We will then drop Piazza and Lavezzi down there, just so that I can put in a striker, which will be Prato. And that, guys, is going to be the team. Really not that impressive. This is more sort of the standard of the one which you saw for Group A, unfortunately, which is, a very limited number of players. Couldn't actually put like the best sort of team out. But I don't think it's the most unorthodox team in the world. There's a lot of Argentinians, but we do have one Nigerian, one Croat, and one Icelandic player. So yeah, I've sort of hit the requirement there. It's managed to get 76 chemistry. It's 80 rated, which isn't too bad as well. Yeah, and the bench is pretty bang average, but unfortunately that's what I'm dealing with right now. Just obviously, like, in terms of predictions for this group as well, I would have thought it's going to be quite a tight group, especially for like competing for top spot, especially between Argentina and Croatia. I'm going to make a bold claim here, and I've said from the start, I think Croatia are going to win the group. I believe that they will probably beat Argentina. Argentina are very reliant on Messi right now. It's sort of like a few areas of the field that they're quite weak in, not a lot of squad depth. Croatia is similar in terms of squad depth. They've got a really strong starting lineup though, and I think that their starting 11 should be enough. If they can get an early lead, maybe go like a couple goals ahead against Argentina, they'll certainly be able to hold out, because both benches aren't going to be brilliant. Argentina have got good attacking players on the bench, but not a lot to work with in the other areas of the field. So yeah, I'm going to say that probably Croatia win the group. Argentina should still come second. I don't see any reason why they would finish below Nigeria or Iceland. But obviously we've got to be careful with Iceland. Can't really write them off after what we saw 2 years ago. But at the same time, they haven't played. Obviously, that was just against European teams, so they haven't played against different teams with different styles, different cultures. like the South American teams, who obviously play very high tempo attacking football. They like to they like to sort of keep the ball, and they're very aggressive as well, a lot of the South American teams. So it'd be interesting to see how they deal with that. Obviously Iceland should be pretty well prepared for aggression. Obviously that they're very cohesive unit as a team, and they do work hard for each other, which is what got them so far. They haven't relied on quality of individuals. It's very much teamwork. So the aggression side of it shouldn't be too bad, but a lot of aggression for South American teams is very on the edge. Like it's very borderline a lot, and sometimes that leads to things that people for the sort of watch football in Europe may class as cheating. Like the diving simulation, but they'll do anything to win. So from that point of view, I reckon in a head-to-head between Argentina and Iceland, even if Iceland try to sort of take as much quality out of the game as possible and slow it down as much as possible and try and make it a battle, I still feel that Argentina would probably have enough in the tank to be able to do that, and they'd be wily enough to get through that sort of game. So I think Iceland won't be able to get through, unfortunately for them, but I do believe that they'll probably still come third. I think they'll have enough to finish ahead of Nigeria. Nigeria obviously been seen as sort of like a dangerous team, but they've been put in a really tough group, I have to say. And unfortunately for them, I don't feel like they're going to have quite enough to really sort of harm any of the teams in there. It's possible they may give Iceland a good game. They've got a few decent Premier League players in there, like people like Iwobi and Victor Moses. And they played a decent game against England in a friendly, but I think obviously part of that in the second half is there's a lot of substitutions in friendly matches. The rhythm goes from the game, and you can never really judge international sides on friendly matches. I mean, we see that with England all the time. They do so well in friendlies that they'll beat top nations in friendlies, but when it comes down to the tournament, the big games, when it really matters, England always seem to struggle, and possibly Nigeria could be the same. But friendlies are just one of those things that results are just extremely meaningless, and they're only really there just for sort of learning about your team, I suppose, as like a manager's purpose. Learning about the team, learning which players can play in certain areas, and trying to make it easier for the team to sort of learn patterns of how they play, and creating how to create opportunities in certain situations. It's just about learning these different things that they'll obviously try, and I say patterns, but you do notice with teams that the way they attack, they will always go, say certain teams will always go down the left side, or certain teams will always go down the right, and the way that they head down each side, they'll play the same sort of passes and same sort of sequences of how they move. And this is why when teams sit back against these sort of teams that are good and have a lot of patterns, you'll find a team will pass for ages, and they'll try all their various different patterns that they've been practicing in training, practicing in different games that have worked against other opposition that haven't sat in. But if that team that sits in can prevent any of those patterns from working, once this team's tried them, or they run out of ideas and they sort of think, oh well, we've not really got anything left now, we've not really got anything up our sleeve, what should we do? So that's why teams then start hitting shots from range. So but yeah, I think that is a possible thing that could happen against a team like Iceland. But like I say, I think I'm going to say Nigeria bottom of the group, Iceland to finish third, maybe have pushed for second, but it's going to be so tough. I feel like I think the crucial game will be Argentina-Iceland for me, because I feel like that's the sort of game where they will really sit in, and they'll obviously pay a lot of respect to Argentina and Messi, and they'll know the threat. But I think Argentina will just about get through that with the quality, and that will be a big 3 points for them, because that should pretty much put them in the driving seat to get through and leave it as a head-to-head between them and Croatia for top spot. But like I said, I think Croatia will just edge that. So just to confirm, guys, I'm going to say that from top to bottom, it's going to be Croatia, Argentina, Iceland, and Nigeria. Yeah, we'll see how it pans out. Obviously, that's the team there as well. I mean, I can't imagine many of those players are going to shine in these particular matches in the group. But yeah, we'll soon find out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, then obviously feel free to do the usual business, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.